Hey guys, this is Grinder here from Androidify, and welcome to Android app development for beginners number 7. In this video, we're going to talk about intents in Android, specifically explicit intents. So what is an intent? As you know, that an Android app consists of more than one activity. In order to navigate from one activity to another, there's the special app component called intent. Intents are messengers that are used to facilitate communication between app components. Now, there are two types of intents: explicit and implicit. You use explicit intents when you clearly know the specific components to start. Explicit intents are used within your app as you know the class name of the activity or service to start. Explicit intents must carry a component name so the Android OS knows the exact component to launch. Explicit intents could carry data such as strings or an image with them to another component. Implicit intents, on the other hand, are used to leverage the functionality of other apps. If your app needs to use maps to pinpoint a location, you can simply use an implicit intent to launch Google Maps. We'll talk more about implicit intents in the next video. 3 out of the 4 components are activated using intents. Those components are activity, which is a single screen that displays content that the user can interact with; services, which run in the background to perform long-running operations; and broadcast receivers, which basically sleep for some time and suddenly wake up to listen to the system when it announces something. They are all started using intents. Content providers, on the other hand, is launched using Content Resolver. We'll talk more about content resolvers in the upcoming videos. Starting an activity. Here in the Gmail app, you have a list of received emails, and when you click on one of them, it takes you to a different activity where you have options to reply and view more details. Starting a service. Here in the Play Store, if you download the Badland game, Google Play Store is going to start a service so the app installs in the background while the user continues using the phone. Starting a broadcast receiver. Let's say that you go to settings and under date and time, you change the date to something else. The system then announces this message and the broadcast receiver from WhatsApp suddenly wakes up and listens to that announcement. Then WhatsApp tells the user to fix the date. Here's another example. When your phone's battery is too low, the system sends a message to all the apps on your phone that hey, the phone's battery is low. The camera app receives the announcement made by the system and does not allow the user to take photos or run the app. It closes the moment you try to open it. If you turn off Wi-Fi or cellular data on your phone, then the system again tells all the apps about this information, and the broadcast receiver from Facebook app wakes up and presents the user with a dialog box to either close the app or turn on the data by going to settings. There are hundreds of different kinds of broadcast receivers. When you connect your phone to your laptop, you get a notification to choose different modes. When you download a file or upload a file, when your phone's storage is running out, when you turn on the airplane mode or set an alarm or receive a message, all of those changes in the system can be received by apps so they can respond accordingly. So now that you know what are intents and explicit intents, you might be wondering, how do you create an explicit intent? To have an explicit intent, you create a new intent object, and the constructor is going to have 2 input parameters. The first input parameter is the context. Now you might be asking, what is context? Context is an environment in Android which allows you to access specific resources and classes. In this case, the context allows the intent to have access to specific app components so the user can go to those components. The second input parameter is the name of the class that's going to receive the intent. If you're starting an activity, you pass that intent to start activity method. If you're creating a service, you pass that intent to start service method, and the second input parameter of the intent object would be a service class. If you're creating a broadcast receiver, you simply pass the intent object to send broadcast method, and you would use a broadcast class as the second input parameter. Let's look at the example. So here you have a main activity with a button, and when you click on that button, it will take you to a second activity. Let's look at the code now. So in the main activity, you have a void method named sendToActivity, which has a view object as the input parameter. Then you have a new intent object with getApplicationContext as the first input parameter, which gets the context. For the second input parameter, you have the class name of the activity, which will receive the intent with .class at the end. Then you start a new activity with the intent passed to the method. In activity main.xml, you have a button with the onClick method named send to activity. In second activity.xml file, you have just a text view which says this is a second activity. Hopefully you have learned about explicit intents after watching this video. In the next video, we'll go through an example of explicit intent in Android Studio and talk more about implicit intents as well. Until then, thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Be sure to read the written article over at androidify.com. Feel free to follow me on social media. The links will be in the description. Please subscribe to my channel for more content. I'm Gurinder Singh from Androidify, and I'm committed to helping you along the way.